everybody, and welcome to another special development scene, this time with Alex and Eleanor. I am Mare, and I use they, she pronouns, and I'm the game master for the Souls Confidant game, an Invisible Sun campaign, which is set in Monty Cook Games' setting of Satyrine. Alex, would you like to say who you are playing today and what their character sentence is? And introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. I use they, them pronouns, and today I am playing Eleanor Ashley Athan, who is a connected, empathic maker who revels in beauty.
And we're going to get right into this. Eleanor has things to do, people to talk to, and on the first sun tonight, the sun of beginnings, the silver sun, I have pulled the revealing knife, which is very apt for what we'll be talking about today. Value of 8, vision, swans, blades, and water, so you get a +1 to your ventures. Meanings revelation, discovery, finesse. The revealing knife cuts everything. It slices through buildings or mountains as easily as paper or flesh. Anything that obfuscates what lies beyond or within is cut with precise strokes. We all long for such a tool to cut away the confusion and the lies, but we fear it as well. For what would such a knife slice away from us? What would it expose? The philosopher Timon Green said, "We always assume what lies beneath, buried deep, is what is real. But what if the truth is actually the outermost layer? What if the grandest secret in the world is that there are no secrets, and everything is what it appears to be?" Most believe the revealing knife to be the counterpoint to Green's idea. So, Eleanor, where do we find you?
Oh, gosh. I guess I will start off with this question. Where has Oliver Burns been lately?
Oliver Burns, if you listen to any of the gossip within the House Without a Key, or pay attention to whoever comes and goes, has been intermittently coming to the house. It's not every day, it's not for more than like a night, but he still comes every once in a while, and he still looks tired.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't been getting sleep.
Yeah. So, I will say that I will wait for a night in which he is, in which he has stayed the night, and I will try to catch him in the morning on his way out.
How obvious are you that you're waiting and looking for someone?
Not super duper obvious. I feel I've been at the house long enough, and I always have like enough shit on my plate, so to speak, that I can sort of monitor that without looking too suspicious.
Just because of how close you are, though, I think Emery would see that you're on a mission, at least.
That, for sure, he probably would.
And he has been extremely jittery, very uncomfortable looking ever since the gallery has been smoking probably twice of what he normally does in a day, thankfully near windows when he can. So it's not too bad. But he gives you a look at some point when you're waiting for Oliver to come, and just gives you a questioning glance. He's much less talkative, too.
Yeah, sure.
Are you pulling your own card?
No, I'm rolling a die. Okay. I will just kind of like look back at him timidly, but definitely not engage.
He has his own things to worry about, but if you're not gonna spill, he's not gonna bother you right now.
Right now.
And
yes.
He will fuck off to probably get in trouble with Roshni.
Probably.
Yeah. The day comes around, the morning comes. The House Without a Key is normally fairly quiet in the morning. Most people who stay the night either get up at the crack of dawn and leave, or they sleep in or are fairly quiet. A lot of people who end up here are troubled or just honestly need the rest, in Oliver's case. And at some point during the morning, You see this young man with bookish clothes and glasses and brown hair, now tousled from good sleep this time around. He definitely looks more well-rested, coming down the stairs with a jacket, ready to leave.
Yeah, sure. In that case, especially after sort of getting the vibe that, like, okay, he's going to be staying here for the night, I probably just sort of, like, you know, fucked off, let him do his own thing. Yeah, so on seeing Oliver come down the stairs on his way out, I will cautiously approach. Mr. Burns, do you have a moment?
And he almost jumps at the sound of your voice. When he was not focused on you, he was off in his own head when you were walking up, so you definitely caught him by surprise. And as you approach and as you speak, he gets very reserved, because the last time you talked to him, you gave him his manuscript back, which he didn't hold on to. He gave it back to you, but there was praise in his work that he has not heard in a very long time.
Yeah, I know.
I guess it was Eleanor, right?
Yeah.
I've got a couple minutes. Sure.
I promise I'll be brief, and I will sort of lead him into the kitchen, which I imagine is pretty close off of the front door. And I will sit at, like, sort of like an interior little kitchen dining, like a little kitchen table, and I will sit so, like, I am sort of back towards the house and he is closer to the front door.
Emery is the type of person to put a pot of coffee on in the morning. So almost like he's procrastinating. He gets a cup of coffee, gets some milk from the fridge, pours like a quarter cup into the coffee mug, and like 2 spoonfuls of sugar before topping it up with coffee, and mixing it up for an uncomfortably long time before slowly making his way over to the chair and sitting across the table from you.
Sure. This was Emery or Oliver?
This is Oliver. Emery made the coffee.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, I got confused.
If you don't think Emery can't survive off coffee.
Oh, no, he most certainly can.
He just needs to inject it into his veins.
Yeah. Oliver, the last time we talked, I was not entirely truthful with you. The reason I had your writing in my possession was because I was among a small group of makers who were determining who among the journeymen would be able to advance to the first degree. I reviewed your writing shortly after you submitted it.
And at these words, his back kind of stiffens. Yeah. And I'm going to pull out a second card for this.
Sure.
On how he continues to react throughout the rest of the conversation. I have pulled on the green sun. I went too far backwards in the alphabet. It's fine. I have pulled Lucky Coin.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Value 4 notions, cats, clocks, and wind. Good fortune, wealth, freedom, unexpected luck, unstructured. Okay. He's still stiff.
Sure, yeah.
But he doesn't immediately jump up and walk away that you might have expected from starting off this conversation. I'm sorry?
You have nothing to apologize for.
It's more out of confusion. I didn't think there was anything like that structured in the makers.
It's complicated. I'm not even sure entirely how the guild is structured, but we are where we are.
So you think that... Well, I'm not sure what to say about this, but you weren't entirely wrong to not let me into the order.
To the contrary, I was entirely wrong. At the time, I was
There's
involved
a hollow laugh.
Yeah. At the time, I was involved with a group called the Kalmara Sodality. They have a particular...
Let me roll evens odds to see if he knows who that is.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
So odds, yes. Evens, no.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not familiar with that organization.
They are... Well, they would tell you they were a collective of artists and art critics. In reality, they're closer to something of a mafia. They have a very strong grip on art and the economy of expression in Saturnine.
Do you know how, no offense, bullshit that sounds? Why, there's no such thing as, there shouldn't be a such thing as having an economy on art, which should be shared with everyone.
Now I understand how right you are when you say that, but it's this sort of thing about who's able to make it into showings in the Marquis Quarter and whose work has trouble ever seeing the light of day. It's the reason why you will have some pieces of art worth untold amounts of money, and other pieces are just looked at as worthless. There are people behind all of it.
And you said you worked with them.
I did. And it was in their interests that I told the 4 other makers who were assessing projects that we should not submit your work, or that we should not accept your work.
The grip on his coffee mug is very tight and white gripped. He hasn't taken a sip at all, by the way.
Yeah. I fought with all of them for hours on it.
I need you to make me a check. It's not necessarily a persuasion check, but more so of how earnest you're being.
Okay, sure. I will put 3 levels of interaction into it. I'm out of hidden knowledge.
You flushed that down the drain last session.
All 5 remaining points of hidden knowledge. So, 3 levels of effort from interaction, and I'm actually gonna... This
isn't Cypher. You said 3 levels of effort.
Oh, yeah, sure. 3 bene from my interaction pool. And I'm actually gonna refrain from using sortilege this time.
Okay, that's fine.
So yeah, my goal is just to be like, just as very earnest and sincere and like not leaving anything out. I want to make this exceedingly clear.
Okay.
7
on the die.
7 on the die. 3 bene from my pool.
His head bows down, and he completely disconnects from your gaze. It does not meet your eyes. And you can see that he's shaking slightly.
Yeah.
Just in the process of processing
the
implications of what you are saying to him.
Yeah. And I'm going to let him sort of process for a second.
If you just let him process for a second, you can see a couple of teardrops hit the top of the coffee.
Yeah. Oliver, at this point, all I can do is tell you that I'm sorry. Very sincerely and very truly. And I know that doesn't change anything about what I've done. I know that doesn't change anything about how your life has changed because of what I've done.
You and this organization are so fucking full of yourselves.
We are?
It does not... You're right, it doesn't change anything, but... Do you realize how much you did?
No.
How many...
I'm not sure I ever will.
I have been living with self-doubt and honestly just sadness that I will never get anywhere, that the love I had for my craft was squashed because of what you did. I'm gonna pull another card.
Sure.
I have pulled the Crowded Tomb.
Not good.
Endings, despair,
Oh.
and completion.
Fuck. Oh.
Yeah.
A good card for this. Not good, but like...
It's not
today.
good, but it's applicable. And for a second, his eyes are just full of anger at you before he breaks down, crying in front of you, not caring that you or anyone else that has walked past the kitchen, other residents who have stayed the night at the house. For a split second, you do see a flash of white hair from the hallway before ducking around the corner.
Sure.
And he just sits there and he cries.
Sure.
The coffee stays untouched.
Gotcha.
Do you do or say anything?
I will stick around for a short amount of time to see if he has anything that he needs to say, if he needs to get off of his chest. But if he's got nothing more to say, I don't think I have anything more to say. So I will dip out.
After several minutes of him sitting there, he stands up and does not look at you before politely going over to the sink and dumping his coffee down the drain.
Sure.
And leaves. A couple minutes later, do you stick around? In the kitchen, at least?
Yeah.
A couple minutes later, Emery enters and just takes a quiet seat next to you. Pulls the chair Oliver was using around to the other side of the table and sits next to you. Do you think he'll take up writing again?
No, I don't. Nothing would make me happier than to find out if he did, but I don't think he will.
Cigarette in one hand and an arm gently being thrown around your shoulder. Emery pulls you into a side hug.
Yeah, I'm going to lean into that.
I think you did the right thing, if that's any consolation.
It is, a little bit.
At least he knows that it's not his fault.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to be optimistic. I think he'll do it someday.
None of us has to be.
Yeah. That's for sure. So what's next?
I'm not sure yet. Well, I have another conversation I need to have with Mr. Barrican, but that will partially be on Ishmael's time, at least.
I I think I have some conversations I need to have with him too. He needs to meet my fists.
He's a ghost now, so it might be a little difficult.
I can cast some spells to hit a ghost. I will find a spell to hit a ghost. Got words.
Yeah.
But honestly, better me than Lillian.
Yeah. And,
his leg is going like 1,000,000 miles a minute.
yeah.
Like up and down, shaking the table slightly.
How are you feeling?
Have you ever worn a shoe that is just a slightly too small?
Just once or twice, not for long.
It feels like that. It feels like a haze, but it's only slightly blurry and it's just so uncomfortable. It's not something I can just remove. But it's better than the other. And to think that Roshni has been living with that for years.
Yeah.
I still owe some fisticuffs to that asshole, too.
Mm-hmm.
Hope they show their smug face so I can. And he takes a long puff of his cigarette. If you need me to do something, help. I can only study so much. And I can only burn so much down in the ruined expanses.
The only thing I need you to do is take it easy and stay safe.
I've been taking it easy for the last 2 days. I need to do something.
All right. I understand. But we'll get through this. We'll make it right.
I hope so. Something I can live with, but I don't want to.
You shouldn't have to.
Lucky to have you as a sister.
I think I'm the lucky one. But thank you.
That he completely messes up your hair.
Mm.
Your headband flying off.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah, it gone.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to see if Roshni is ready to do something, because if you're not going to give me something to do, they'll help me.
Well, unless you feel like shopping for paints, then Roshni might be a better bet.
It's fun to bug Alana. So maybe. For more pigments, so.
Let's go bug Alana then.
You two can go bug Alana.
All right.
Who will not be 100% appreciative, but...
Oh well. She'll be fine. Yeah, so I sort of get my things together, get ready to go out, and I will head out with Emery to the botanical spiral, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all the while I am thinking about a small, short conversation I had with Kay a few weeks ago. We need to buy some pigments for.
Perfect. Well, Alex, would you tell us a little about where we can find you? And who you
gosh.
are?
You can find me despairing over this last conversation on Twitter at Phoenix Axolotl. Currently, this is my only stream, my only sort of public-facing project, but that will likely change. Well, that might change in starting in mid-March once I finally know my work schedule and whether or not I'm doing nights, whether or not I will be able to have a social life. But anyway, yeah, so this is all I'm involved in right now, and yeah, that's that.
And I'm Mare. You can find me at Twitter, Archmage of Dice. Please just check my Twitter. I have a lot of shit coming up in March. A lot of shit, so Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching and having this really awkward and hurtful conversation with our sad Eleanor.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you soon. Bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special dev scene of Ishmael's. I am Mare, and I am the game master for the Invisible Sun campaign, The Soul's Confidant. I use they, she pronouns, and I play everyone that my players are not playing. Val, would you like to say hi and who you are playing today?
Hi everyone, my name is Valiant Dorian. I'm a TTRPG performer, and I will be playing Ishmael, who uses he, they pronouns. Ishmael is an iconoclastic empath of the Order of Goetics who calls upon the serpent.
I'd like to first say that this dev scene takes place between sessions 10 and 11 of the main campaign of The Soul's Confidant. And before I introduce the scene, I will pull the one and only Sooth card that we will do this session. It's called the Golden Ship. The Golden Ship. Value of 2, notions, cats, clocks, and wind. Meanings: wealth earned, honor, prestige, and respect. There are many ships, but only one golden ship. This legendary vessel supposedly carries only the greatest heroes, the most influential celebrities, the highest nobles, and the most powerful V's-lay to ports of call most people cannot even imagine. Even seeing the ship is a great honor. It presents wealth and prestige. Gold magic is enhanced, and silver is hindered. This scene takes only a day or two after the gallery scene in the main campaign, after you failed to heist an item that Kiran was meant to steal. But I say that you stole something a little more important. Kiran is now with the party. The first night, the group spent the night at the house without a key for safety. But the next night, Kiran stayed at your place. They basically spent all their time with you, either just catching up or just being in the comfort of each other's presence. And when it came to bed, they held you, hands weaving through your hair until you fell asleep. Is there anything else you would like to add to that before the morning comes?
Ishmael, every time he's with Kiran, is a different person than he is to the public face. And I think there was a temptation, especially since there's a day that's passed before they return to the Golden Coil, where he is so alert because they might be hunted at any point. Kiran could literally just vanish again. Again. You literally,
and at this point, you haven't seen them in like 7-8 months.
I mean, they left without so much as telling him goodbye before, so what, you know, that anxiety is there. But I think this night, even Kiran would probably witness that as the hours drone on to the early morning and Ishmael begins to resign into comfort and into sleep, the fog dissipates from the house. The weird, creepy figure in the master bedroom vanishes at some point.
Surprisingly, they didn't give it a second look. They have known you long enough to know how your house acts.
And the house shifts, and the serpent sleeps.
When you awaken, the house is cleaner, as in that fog has dissipated. The air is still, and Kiran is not in bed with you.
Ishmael immediately grabs his gun.
Where do you go?
And looks around the room. Just grabs his robe and just slowly leaves the master bedroom just to see what's going on.
The house is quiet. Nothing seems amiss. The clothes that Kitten wore at the gallery and has kind of been on and off been wearing until they got to your house, because of course they keep an extra set of a couple sets of clothes at your house.
Of course, there's like a whole section of the cupboard that's just Kiran's now, actually. I want everyone to understand that this is fully a U-Haul situation happening here. Kiran has their own section of the cupboard for sure.
But those clothes that they wore at the gallery, a sharp suit, and that dark blue long jacket is in the corner of a room. If you look around in the closet, their regular clothes that they wore when hanging out with you, that they left here, they're shifted a little bit.
Okay. I think Ishmael's a little concerned, but keeps moving through the house. Because it is also... as far as he's concerned, this could either be something has gone wrong or Kiran's just pieced out as well. So he's just kind of like, okay. And he will actually call out for them. Morningstar?
They do not answer. But if you want, you can make a perception task.
Perception? God, do I have anything? Oh, I do have any. I was like, do I even see? Yep, I'll spend a Bene.
Okay. It's not
It's a single one.
It's not super hard.
I rolled a 1
For a 2?
for a 2.
They are not in the house. I'll give you that much.
Okay. I think Ishmael just sighs, and it feels like the entire house, the whole golden serpent, also sighs with him as he puts the gun onto the countertop, and there's like a melancholy that envelops him a little bit as he's thinking and twirling with the necklace around his neck.
As you are twirling and thinking, you feel a hand on your shoulder. You heard no one approach. Are you okay?
Ishmael's gonna fucking curse. He is just going to, under his breath, yelp and hop. Just yell out this extreme shadow curse that's not even a fist.
Ishmael, I am so sorry. I keep forgetting that.
Oh God.
How many times have I done this to you?
I cannot count. How are you so quiet? How are you so quiet?
Do you have a counter bar stool situation or a kitchen table? Okay.
Yeah, there's a sort of cozier table, dining table, and there's the island with bar stools. He's that bitch, he's that bougie bitch.
They actually slide into the stool next to you and place down 2 cups of to-go coffee and a small bag. There is a logo of birds and bread on it, and this is a local bakery not too far away. The staff is entirely made of songbirds.
Aww. That's lovely. That's so cute.
Sorry, I was hoping I could get back before you woke up. Expecting something, and they look at the gun.
Um, and Ishmael's gonna tuck the gun away. I was worried. That's all. I didn't see you were here, or you left a coat.
I also did get a little sidetracked outside, so... Yasser caught me. We were catching up.
Ishmael makes a face.
Don't give me that face.
It's...
He's not as bad as you think he is.
No, I know. He was actually very kind to me while you were gone.
And they will reach out a hand and take yours.
I mean, it led to a mental breakdown in Meryl's bookshop, but I'm sure it came from a place of comfort.
They don't.
He kind of laughs weakly.
They don't say anything at that. But they just look at you concerned, a little guilty, and just squeeze your hand.
It's not your fault, Morningstar. I'm just... Things have been quite chaotic in the last 6 months, is all.
I'm still sorry.
It's not you who should apologize. This whole situation with your... There's anyone that should be...
I could have come back. I could have sent you a letter.
Ishmael's going to, like, while still holding their hand, like, pull the bar stool closer with his other hand, kind of, like, put their side of the coffee towards them, his towards him, and, like, lean forward. What did he say he would do to me?
What my dad would do?
Am I on the hit list from your other family members as well?
No, you are definitely not on the hit list to my knowledge from my other family members. My aunt keeps to her business. If you keep out of hers, and I have not seen my uncle in years.
Yeah, charming woman she is.
You've met her. I didn't think you would actually meet her. I didn't...
Oh, your letter got to me.
It was a hope on the wind that it would get to you.
Well, good thing that I, as of late, have become a lot more reckless.
Very odd. I was not... To start, I wasn't expecting you to buy a gun.
He makes a face.
Can you even shoot that thing? Well.
It hit its mark pretty well at one point.
That's something, I guess.
I mean, it did help that Electo had it at... I was right beneath it. It would really take a miracle for me to not hit it, honestly. Also, about Electo. They
care about you.
They're not as terrifying as they impose.
I kind of got that impression.
I just wanted to make sure. I think we were saying some things last time.
If I was scared of them, I wouldn't have stolen from their shop in the first place. No offense to them.
Do not tell them that. They take great pride. They did take great pride over their shop not being stolen from before, but that has been disproven twice.
Twice?
Yes. I suppose you don't know of it then.
No.
The second time.
No.
Claw marks probably demonic.
Wouldn't put it past my sister. Can't confirm anything.
No, that's fine. He squeezes their hand. there's many, many things that are up in the air, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting another gun.
They just give you a look.
I do not. He takes a sip from his coffee. He's just kind of like, you can look at me like that all you want.
You can spend your money in any way you like.
Morning Star.
It's better than another kurta. Your closet is overflowing.
Listen, that outfit, we were headed to the ink blot in the... I could not appear in front of Eleanor's beloved, who is one of the proprietors of the ink blot, and not look good. I mean, I was concerned about what Elector was going to show up in, so I thought I'd balance the odds a little bit.
That's... Well, you did look good.
I caught your attention, didn't I? I think that was a success.
They take a long sip of their coffee.
Who's to say that I didn't plan it from the beginning?
They ignore you and let go of your hand for a second and go into that brown bag and pull out a couple of bagels.
Oh, it is nice to have some nice food in my own house.
I was looking through your cabinets and you do not have much. A lot
I've been
of
eating
noodles.
at Baobao's.
You have a lot of noodles.
They're delicious.
They are delicious, but it's variety, dear.
There hasn't been much for that. Whatever was easiest.
I
Still have
guess.
your snacks, though.
And I appreciate that.
I know what you're thinking.
Oh?
What now?
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't on my mind.
I'm glad you didn't walk away today.
You know why I stayed away from you so long? And why I avoided you? Because
Why?
if I saw you for any amount of time, if we talked, I knew I wouldn't be able to walk away again.
Ishmael will press a kiss against your forehead if they so allow.
They do. Electo threatened me, but honestly, it wasn't going to take much.
Oh, remind me to thank them later then. They're in love with the Secret Keeper. I know. I feel the same way.
I thought I could trust them. But that quickly died when they confronted me at bar.
You see, I think Kieran can tell that, because this is a completely different Ishmael. Ishmael is not. There's no bravado. It's just him feeling very vulnerable and openly contemplative. And he's just. Mine had been deteriorating for some time.
What's deteriorating? Sorry, Val.
Sorry, my trust
Got it.
for the Secret Keeper had been deteriorating for some time as well. Then they broke that serpent scale.
Well, that explains that.
I found out that they had met you weeks ago and did not speak to me, their so-called ally, about it.
I would have also been extremely upset if the tables were turned.
I wasn't actually upset that they didn't tell me about you. I thought that maybe we could move past it, that there was some reason, that necessity, whatever. But they knew how you felt. You exchanged a secret.
Months ago.
For what exchange?
I just needed to get it off my chest, honestly. Quite literally.
Ishmael raises an eyebrow.
You've never seen them take a secret or receive a secret before?
I've been very careful to not give them any.
Let's just say that scale was actually ejected from my body.
Ouch.
It hurt a little bit, but it felt like a weight was lifted. If I couldn't tell you, I could at least tell someone.
Well, it's good to know that that line of inquiry was not going to lead me very far. Look, I trust Roshni as far as I can throw them.
With your noodle arms, you can't.
And therein lies the explanation.
I'm sure your friend Electo would throw them for you. Somewhere much more pleasant for them.
But Electo loves them.
I could
so
feel it.
Much.
I could feel it. Like begets like.
Mm-hmm. And they don't know this, but you know this. Once I start to care, doesn't matter how I feel about that situation.
Because you don't want to hurt Electo.
If they dare touch you, however,
I can
that's
take
a
care of
different matter.
myself.
I know, but I also feel like it needs to be said that I would not allow them to touch you either.
They have to catch me first. And we know how hard that has been.
Yes, I'll admit that much.
How did you find me, anyway?
Would you believe me if I said kind destiny and the power of love?
No. Because you're more tenacious than that. Have you shown them your conspiracy board yet?
No.
Okay. I had to at least ask.
Mm-hmm. Ishmael is going to pull out the necklace and fiddle around with it.
And they take one hand, the one that's not holding their coffee, and just they hold it in their hands, looking at it for a second before letting it flop back down onto your chest. I like what you did with it.
You can thank Eleanor. Come. And he'll get up and look at them,
All right,
holding out a hand.
Give me 1 second. They take a big bite of their bagel.
Fair! Fair!
Before taking your hand, it is warm. And following you.
Did you wonder where my office had gone?
I was a little curious.
And he will like lead them towards the master bedroom again, towards where the large lounge area reading nook that is flanked on either side by these large bookcases. Kiran would probably recognize that one of those bookcases wasn't there before. And
I should have put 2 and 2 together.
he'll unhook the necklace, find the little nook inside of the bookshelf, press it in, and turn it. And the walls separate as the bookshelf slides past to reveal the office. And the extremely large conspiracy board with all sorts of red thread. I think the room is significantly more disheveled since the last activity that happened in here, and that was Anya's summoning.
Yep.
Yep.
I feel like it's also just completely more disheveled since the last time Kiran saw it anyway.
Yeah, it's just messy upon messy. Like, this is messy cubed. Yeah, it's not great. There was a cloth covering the conspiracy board, so no, Kiran does not see that quite yet.
It's
but
still
does see
messy.
It's still messy, and the miscellaneous thread, and
there's a summoning circle on the floor.
There's a protective circle on the floor. There is like so much like research, especially near that area, about like summoning from the pale, like summoning ghosts. The long-term effects of knowing someone's true name. Just like open and out like nearby that area.
They kind of like kick their foot at like the edge of the summoning circle before just doing a quick look around.
Mm-hmm.
This place is filthy. Usually you're not like this.
I think he has his back to them. Well, there was no time to clean. I needed the time to read.
Vizsla in their books.
You say as if you don't have a few magic up your sleeve. And as if you don't partake of these books with me.
You're not wrong.
He smiles, and this is what I did for 6 months. And he'll very slowly remove the cloth from the conspiracy board and attempt to remove some of the dust off of the main cloth itself, because it's been a while since he's been back here, since he hasn't returned here since Anya's summoning either, because it's hard for him. Like, I think Kiran would see him like instinctually like grab his chest a little bit, walking around here, and set his things down.
When you remove the cloth from the board, they take the couple steps up to it, begin looking at it. After a moment or two, their hand reaches up and begins following some of the threads, connecting notes together. What are some key notes on here? Do you still have your conspiracy board together?
Yes. I had to take it off for my exam because they were like, I was like, this has nothing to do with law. And they were like, no, you still have to take it down. So I took it down. So we have Kiran Asra in the center of it, and there is a picture of Kiran at Baba's dumplings, mouthful of dumplings. It's not the most flattering photo.
Yes, you could have chosen a better photo. I know you have them.
But that one made me miss you the most. He says absentmindedly. Up to the corner, you see Mr. Asra in big letters and a question mark. Father, King 9, Avelia Asra. Then towards the side, there is the Yuns and it being connected to Lillian. And there's like some photos there of like copies of the photos before. And then there is the Emotion Mills Consortium and Breslau, and you see that thread has kind of been left dangling because he hasn't been quite able to figure that out. Then beneath Kiran, Taryn, the Curse, the Blue Royal, Roshni. Then Eleanor, Kamara Sodality, the Revelation, connecting it to Mr. Asra, Anya, Electo, Hand Armors, down back to Kiran, and then Shutter, dangling on its own.
Their gaze, they looked at the whole thing, but their gaze is mostly focused on the Yoon family. And their fingers hover around the photo of Lillian.
I believe this belongs to you. And Ishmael would pick up an old, worn journal and hand it back to them.
They'll take it. You were rummaging through my house.
I had no other clues.
I hid this pretty well.
Yes, I don't know what propelled me to look there, but you're very good at hiding from me, so why would you be good at hiding some objects in your house? I had gone to your place multiple times, and I had
Of course
not
you did.
That.
Of course you did. I should have stolen the key back, is what I should have done. This part is teasing. Obviously joking.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I forgot.
The face I made when I realized that you were connected to Lillian.
Yeah. She's gotten so big.
She's such a delight.
She's sweet, smart.
She reminds me of you. That sincerity, that...
Last time I saw her, she was like 10 or 12. I don't know how she got so big in such a short span of time.
Would Ishmael have a theory on that, or is it just timey-wimey Bisley bullshit?
It might be... No one really knows how long the war lasted.
Oh, so it's kind of like a collective
It's
vague thing.
It's a vague thing. No one really knows how long it lasted, how long people stayed in shadow, but it's a safe guess that there was some time disparity.
I mean, I haven't been able to track my fathers down.
Are you happy or sad about that?
You know, in the context of many things that have happened thus far, I think less familial intervention is okay.
Compared to my dad, you have Parents of the Year.
It hurts when you make that comparison like that. Oof.
But am I wrong?
No, your father is terrifying. No, you're absolutely right. He is incredibly terrifying. Look at how benign I made his name up here. Mr. Asra. God. What is he trying to do? I mean, I kind of know what he's trying to do, but...
Typical revenge story.
To what end? This is...
Against my aunt.
Just feels so...
Pointless?
Yeah.
He has always been narrow-focused, trying to get what he wants. When he has his mind set on something, he goes for it. Everything else be damned.
And now something far uglier has reared its head. He sees his eyes go over to Shutter.
The fact that it has Ophelia's armor is terrifying.
Lillian made a deal with it.
She what?
Ishmael, like, nods really solemnly. That's why my friend, the angel, came with.
Well, against a demon, from what I understand, it's good to have angels on your side. Isn't that right, Angel S?
That is right. You did pay attention when I spoke all these goectic nonsense to you.
Sometimes you wouldn't shut up.
Did you want me to?
No. Doesn't mean I understood what you said, but...
That's why it's up there. Lillian didn't know. She didn't have memories, and I didn't know her that well at that point. I thought that she would know than to just trust an entity hopping out of pictures. But
she's still young.
She's still young. So trusting and sincere.
The best of us.
The best of us. And certainly not how I would have handled that situation.
You would have had it wrapped around your finger in 10 minutes.
He gives out the weakest little chuckle. I appreciate that faith in me, but with I don't know, it seems like it's 8 steps ahead of us. It's steps ahead of your family, from what you're telling me is true about Velia.
You know, I have to go back and see what happened to her, right?
I know.
She wouldn't just give it up. She's too much like my father. Too headstrong, vocal, stubborn. Also, she has a mean right hook.
Oh, I know.
I'm sorry. That's unfortunate.
No, I knew what I was getting into, walking into the hollows.
Yeah.
But I had faith in you. You know that, right? The entire way through.
I had a feeling.
Everyone was talking about how I would not know who Kiran is. They're a thief now. And then Eleanor told me something very interesting.
Oh?
She saw you bringing in some injured folks into the house without a key.
Yeah. Orlean's shelter was packed.
I need you to know I had the dirtiest smug on my face when that was revealed. I know I can't hide you forever. Even if I want to. But I also know that's not the life I want from you. Ishmael kind of like leans against his desk.
And they'll stand in front of you and take your hands.
This isn't just about me wanting to be with you. Yeah.
Is it any consolidation if I tell you I'm not gonna leave without telling you this time?
It helps a little bit. But I don't just want you to be by my side. I want to break this cycle, Kiran. This needs to stop. He just gestures to the conspiracy board. Your father will not let us go. Will he?
It's hard to say. He doesn't have any more... He can summon demons all day long. But he can only bully so many into helping. His one bargaining chip is the armor that can be used as payment, as terrible as it is gone.
And that thing, he points to Shudder, threatens our Lillian.
Like hell it will.
Mm-hmm. I want you to be free, Morning Star. I want us to be free. All of us.
Their grip tightens on your hands. We can do it. We can do it.
I was worried I was going to have to do more to convince you.
I already told you I'm not leaving. I can't. My conscience and your puppy dog eyes will pull me right
biggest,
back.
puppiest eyes. The biggest doggy eyes.
You little Pomeranian.
Ah. I object. I object. I am an elegant Siberian Husky at the least.
But you are small. And he grabs your like bicep and just gives it a cheeky squeeze.
I am taller than you.
Uh-huh. So?
It's true. You were taller than me for what? A couple hours at most.
You're scrawny, my dear. You can't even keep up with a run with me.
You literally have magic helping you with that.
Actually, no.
No?
You think I don't just go for runs?
It's so much effort. It's such a...
Well, you getting all peacocked up is a lot of effort, so let's leave it at that.
That's fine, I guess. Ishmael would be very, very quiet and just give like the cheekiest little smile about this. He's happy this conversation is going very well. I don't know how to bring this next thing up.
They raise an eyebrow.
You are not going to like it.
What am I not gonna like, Ishmael?
We are going to do something very dangerous.
Like the last 6 months kind of dangerous trying to follow me around?
Probably worse if Shutter has the hand armor.
Go on.
I don't know how everything is going to pan out. I am scrawny, as you said.
If I had any say, I'd say you need to stay away as much as possible, but we already see how that worked out.
No. And I cannot abandon my friends. I have an incantation. It is...
There's a lot of incantations out there, dear. Some of them are wild.
I could not get my hands on something far wilder that would be they're way out of my skill purview, but this...
I had one once that the Queen of Midnight would take someone away. That was terrifying. I let that go.
That's fair. That doesn't seem like something you would want to hold.
No, absolutely not.
No, you're too sweet.
It's sweet, sure.
Or you just have a heart.
I guess.
Ishmael just gestures to the entirety of the listed asras on his conspiracy board.
To be fair, my uncle's not that bad.
Ishmael makes a mental note. It's like, okay, perhaps
He'll
he
curse
can...
you because you cut him in line, but he won't send an assassin over after you like my aunt.
I am immediately scratching him off of a list. Excellent.
They give you a look. A confused look.
Don't worry about it. And he looks at Kiran and actually he's going to like gesture for them to leave the office because he's not gonna have this conversation standing up. This is not going to go well, and he wants Kiran to be as comfortable as possible. So he's gonna like lead them out of the office, close the door behind him, kind of like lead them towards the bed, let them sit down and get comfy. Asks for a moment, goes to the kitchen, grabs the snacks, brings it over in front of Kiran.
They're giving you the weirdest look. You're not gonna pull a ring out of your pocket, are you? Because I was about to say that's not the time for this.
Ishmael takes a whole minute to process that. Why would I bring... No. That is a bad.
Anyway, what were you
not
going,
not not not
what
to
were you,
not
what
to
were
say.
You gonna ask? What were you gonna ask?
He's just flustered now. He's like, "Look, it's not because I don't want to. It is all I've been dreaming about. But like, it's just.
Let's talk about this after everything's over.
Let's talk about this when things are okay and I don't feel an imminent threat on everybody I love.
Sounds like a plan.
That sounds like an excellent plan. I love that we work together so well.
What were you gonna ask me? Angel Eyes? Obviously not that.
Not that.
Incantations.
Incantations? Well, I think after that this should be so much easier, but it's not. Okay.
Sorry.
He gives them like as soon as they say that, they make that face. He's just like melts. Ishmael just kind of just like everything melts away, and he kind of like holds both their hands, presses a kiss against them. I have a failsafe.
Against?
Death.
Having a failsafe against death is good. I hate that we're talking about this, but I guess it's kind of necessary considering what we might be up against.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It is a possibility I need to be prepared for. Yep. Especially because I will only have the 2 guns.
You're not going to summon something?
I will, but my summonings have not been as effective as of late, and I must admit my confidence is slightly shaken.
Got it.
I still have the serpent. That would help tremendously. I will try to summon something, but you know, that vine thing really took a lot out of me.
They just give you a confused look at that, but they.
I had to talk to them for 4 hours. It was terrible. It was the worst.
That does sound terrible.
Yep, it wasn't
absolutely
great.
Atrocious.
Yep. The lengths I would go through for you. This is a final failsafe. All you would have. There's no one else I trust with this. I would have to give you a part of my soul.
They just go real quiet because that is important. It is very important. You already gave me your heart. What's a little bit of soul?
It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. And all you would have to do is if anything happens to me, death-wise,
I'm not gonna let you die.
and neither will I allow you, but
And I don't think
something happens.
I don't think your friend Electo will either. I've
He
seen their
smiles.
sword.
You should have seen what it did to those things in the hollows.
Your sword is terrifying. And they also went out on another day when we weren't with you, and they made a slice through. It was like slicing through butter.
Ishmael is doing math in his head, and then like Kiran can see the cogs going in Ishmael's head, and then the conclusion hits, and he goes, "Oh, so that's where they went." It's a very long story. It's part of why that room is still a mess. I've been making a terrible habit of knowing people's true names, and it doesn't seem to be stopping
They give
anytime
you
soon.
a raised eyebrow, but they don't say anything.
I'm gonna have to know Emery's for what we're about to do.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I don't want Lillian to be put in that position.
Terrible man, just like my father, but in a different way.
If you're saying that, then I will take your word for it. I don't really know who this individual is.
Nasty, basically.
Ishmael will turn his hands outwards, and Vasuki and Shesha are going to be intertwining onto his left hand as he's holding Kiran's. All you would have to do, if anything happens to me, is utter 6 words.
I'm assuming
6 words.
the specific 6 words.
6 words that I would use in my incantation.
If it meant keeping you here and not going to her Empress in the Pale, I'd do anything.
Would you try? You would try to steal me from the Empress herself?
Yes, actually.
Good to know we have 2 fail-safes then.
I will fight a warden for you.
And Ishmael is going to hold up Kiran's hand like this, and he's going to press a kiss against their hand, and he's going to say, "Hold me forever in every sun."
Val, you just killed me!
Yes!
Oh my gosh! Beautiful.
And if I may, Shesha and Vasuki, the black and white serpent on Ishmael's arms, and particularly his left arm as they're intertwining, grow smaller as a part of them reaches into Kiran's hands to form a single snake that is black and white like constellations upon their scales, and just this tiny serpent transfers from Ishmael's hand onto Kiran's arm. As Kiran would retain, as he completes this incantation, Kiran will hold a part of Ishmael's soul.
The snake, the single snake, begins to move over their skin and settle itself into its new home. And they take a second before placing the one hand that's not being held by yours on their chest. It's warm.
I think there's like a visible like exchange as Ishmael feels like his stature drops a little bit. Good. Thank you for not immediately dismissing that idea.
It's a good idea. I will give you credit when credit is due.
I'll try not to be smug about it.
So what next?
I commit a great atrocity against Lancist is the immediate next bit on the list.
From expressions, you're gonna have to fight a couple people for that.
I do.
Eleanor and the Secret Keeper?
Here's the thing that I feel like the both of them tend to forget. I can either keep him in
Uh-huh.
or I keep other things out. So
Would you want to face the wrath of either of them, though?
no, but if you see him make a face and like, I don't mind if Eleanor's in the circle with me.
But the Secret Keeper. I think this would be okay. They were extremely distressed.
Memory's their best friend.
Seems like a great guy.
Oh, he's really charming. Lovely lad. I hate that this happened.
Terrible things happen to good people. It's just an unfortunate truth sometimes.
But one we can change.
Murder a ghost. Got it.
Quite literally erasing him from the actuality.
Normally I'm opposed to violence, but I think I can overlook it this time.
You know what? Same here. And after that, well, my friend, the angel, they have a bond with Shutter.
That's what kind of bond?
From what I understand, he kind of like leans back. They're two parts of some greater whole, something like that. But the issue is, Shutter can just move through places, mirrors, pictures.
They're slippery.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen them move through mirrors before. I know they've worked with Osmond and Winifred, and I've only seen them move through photographs, so this is new.
Did they call upon this entity, or did it just show up one day?
I think they called upon it as part of initial studies and work in working with my father.
No, this helps. Look, I know you don't necessarily know everything about the Goetics, but any information does help.
I just know that they worked together for a time.
That's alright. You wouldn't... Is Osman and Winifred?
Their face grows sullen. I don't know. When I got back from Shadow, I looked. Especially since I didn't return with Lillian. I could not find them.
I'm sorry.
A lot of people went missing during the war. So, we can just hope that they show up someday. Maybe when things calm down, we can look. I'm sure Lillian is curious, wondering what happened. I'm gonna have to catch up with her soon.
Please do. It's all she's ever wanted.
I will help her the best of my abilities. She's like a daughter.
She loves you. Do you know what she did after I read your letter? She told me about your aunt. I did not know I was having lunch with your aunt, by the way. I walked in there not knowing that.
It's not common knowledge if it makes you feel better.
Is this an Astra thing? You just create different powerful organizations in different areas of Saturnine.
I guess.
It just seems to be a reoccurring pattern. Is all I will say. Half expecting Avelia to go run off and start something. I don't know. The Stubborn Mules Club. I don't know.
I'm gonna go find her tomorrow.
How's that going to go?
I don't know. But I need to know what happened with Shudder having that armor from Avelia. I need to know what happened.
Don't take more rest than you have to. Please.
I won't. I will be back. I promise.
Not worry about you returning. I don't want anyone to hurt you.
It will be okay.
You're just as much my weakness.
They will have to find me first.
That's true.
But I'm just gonna go south. I will go to my father's place, see if she's there, and I will come right back.
Oh, this is going to be a mess, isn't it?
I think that's an understatement.
I'll meet with my friend at TIL as well. See what they know, see if there's a way we could outsmart it, bind it, something.
Anything.
Literally anything.
Because a demon with souls? I don't know much, but knowing that you can only be around my dad and sister so long to understand what they were doing. It is food.
It is, and it's just wrecking. I have no idea what I could do, but hopefully with Artiel and I, honestly, at this point, I'm halfway to just saying fuck it and making a pact with them.
I'd prefer you didn't. Please don't.
They're like a mentor to me.
Oh, sorry. Backtrack. I thought you meant make a pact with Shudder. I was so confused.
Atiel. No. Atiel.
Okay,
Atiel.
no. Backtrack. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
They helped me find you. It's how I found out about your father. So sorry, Morning Star.
Family drama. What can you do?
What can you do? Break the cycle, I suppose.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. You're making a great job.
Listen, my dad's the worst.
It's okay, we don't have to invite him.
They give you a look.
Ishmael literally just blurted that out without thinking because he, like, zero brain cells when Kieran's around. There's zero filter, zero brain cells. He just says what comes to his head.
They kind of rub the back of their head. I'm gonna finish getting ready for the day.
Yeah, that's fine.
And we can talk future plans after everything is over.
He smiles, and I think like just in this moment of complete weakness, just holds them close in this like big, the closest skinny, like noodle armed Ishmael can get to a bear hug.
And you feel much stronger arms wrap around you. And I don't think Kieran gets ready for the day right away.
Nope.
And you two just hold each other. And I think that's a good place.
That's a good place to end it, yeah.
Oh, my heart. Those 6 words murdered me.
I had it here.
And I knew you were agonizing over the words too.
I have 3 post-it notes worth of words. There were so many I could have chosen, but that after you sent me that song, that just had to be it.
Anyway,
Hold me forever in every sun.
Do you wanna say hello, who you are, where we could find you?
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Valiant. I use he, him, his pronouns. I am a TTRPG performer and a Twitch variety streamer. You can find me at Twitter at Valiant Dorian, or either you find me at Valiant Dorian or at Also Spirit Bear. Good luck figuring out which ones those are for what socials. Is there anything else I need to say? I guess this is not technically me advancing my arc or doing anything, but
this is just you being gay.
This is just Ishmael gets to be gay after 6 months. I'm gonna let him be gay, you know? It's been a hard time for him.
Just a little smidge, just a little bit.
Just a little gay. Let him have rights and hang out with his partner. With his partner.
Yeah.
They can say that now.
Yeah.
They're dating now.
You've literally been saying that since you found out that you both loved each other. Before you even met at the gallery.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
To be fair, they were thinking it too.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't know they were going to meet up again at the gallery. It's like, you got to have just like, all right, this is where we are, to be confirmed later. So it's fine. It's fine.
It's perfectly fine.
It's perfectly fine. I'm glad to be gay. It's great.
Our MO in this campaign is be gay and hot. And sad.
Hopefully the sadness it's not getting better. I know. There's going to be a few more sads before we get there. Boy.
The Sessions 11 is probably going to come up first before this airs. The violence is coming.
I'm terrified.
It's fine. Let's just say I have plans. Information plans. It's fine. But, hi everyone, I'm Mary. You can find me on Twitter, Archmage of Dice. Just check my Twitter. I have big announcements coming up. That's literally what it is. Anything else?
I don't know. I don't think he gets the joy or despair acumen, so I think that's good. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Stay tuned. We will see you soon. Bye.